Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to have videos of the paid requests, this time from Broad Stipe. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the Revenant, not the one with Leonardo DiCaprio. This is a different one. This is something from 2009, which is a horror zombie, well, not really zombie, not really vampire, but kind of a mix, a comedy, but it's also try to be like a little bit like the Boondock Saints, but then it's definitely a different type of movie. And I did not mind the film overall. It's a movie though that definitely the budget shows at times. You kind of wish it did have a bigger budget to fix some of the flaws in terms of the CGI and other stuff. Although there's a couple pretty decent moments of makeup effects. The set of the film is you have David Anders, who I thought did a rather good job in this, as Second Lieutenant Gregory. He's overseas as part with his military unit. They're driving at night. Guy's screwing around, turns the headlights off, turns it on. There's a kid. They hit the kid. But then they realize that the kid is still alive and in fact is fine. Something wrong with it. Then he knows there's a bunch of people when they use their night vision and they all get shot and killed and dragged away. Next thing you know, he's of course dead. He's back at home. You have the funeral. You have his buddy, played by Chris Wilde. You have his girlfriend, the dead guy's girlfriend. You have this kind of not friend, this lady who's a Wiccan. But they're at the funeral. They say goodbye to him. Now, I guess like they're trying to put him into the ground, but the people screw up putting the top on, so they just leave it. Now, granted, I don't know if this happens a lot with funerals and stuff, but they leave the grave just open and the casket in there. I'm sitting there going, what if someone goes in and steals something? What if it rains and it floods the whole damn thing? But I guess they have to do that because the guy wakes up and he's got to get out. I mean, if he was buried in, you'd be wondering, well, how the hell is he going to get out? He's going to dig himself out? How's it going to happen? But I just have to find a way. Now, I thought the guy did a good job, when he realizes that he's dead, just the way he reacts, the way he freaks out. He sees that he's decomposing, his eyes are screwed up, and his mouth is sewn shut, so he's got to open up his mouth. And yeah, I thought the way he played it was understandable and rather funny. Also, he goes to see his friend, the way his friend freaks out. What the hell? What's going on? Who the hell? Who the hell are you? What the fuck's going on? And there's more F words than a damn Tarantino film in the movie. And the makeup is pretty decent looking. I'm like, okay, this is an interesting setup. He's a soldier. He's dead. He wakes up. He doesn't know why he's alive. But he's decomposing. They even visit a hospital. And he's trying to talk to the doctor. Yeah, I know. I smell him. Kind of decomposing. And you see that the hospital's freaking out. So him and the friend has to leave. And then it's really the story of these two guys, their friendship, and like one not wanting to let the other go. And then they see that this guy has a taste for blood, as in he needs to feed. He tries to eat regular food. He pukes up this black gunk. So he needs blood. So there's a funny scene where he tries to steal blood, and the worker keeps giving him a hard time. Because she's like, listen, you don't have to do this. I know you went wrong somewhere. And the guy's like, just give me the blood, lady. I know, listen, I know something went wrong and you probably got the drugs in you. And then she starts trying to convert him to like Scientology. And then I think the gun is fake or something because it like slips out. And then she gets pissed, you poser. Is trying to hurt him. So he's like pushing him off and Just give me the gun. Just runs off with the blood he got. The way that played off acting wise, I thought that was rather funny. The bit where trying to figure out what he is. Is he a vampire? So he's like, I got this holy water. I got it from a holy guy. Yeah, I saw him blessed in person. Oh, this is ridiculous. Come on, put your head out. And he puts it, and the guy screams, "Ah, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? Oh my God! Why'd you pour water on me, man? Come on, man, that's not working." It's like, "You dick! Oh my God, I thought I heard you. You dick, you asshole." So the way the friends play off each other, I thought was a good benefit to the movie. David Anders and Chris Wilde, I thought they had good chemistry with each other. Again, I thought their back and forth was very funny at times. And ultimately, there's a point where, like, the guy's trying to look for homeless people, and the lead is like, "No, I'm not going to do that. What are you doing, man? I'm not going to do that." So his friend is a bit of a dick, to be fair. But he's trying to do it for his friend. But he's like, "No, I'm not going to do that." They get held up by Dane Boehner, who shoots him, realizes he can't die, gets the guy, bites him, feeds on him. They throw the body off of the bridge, and they start to realize, hey, we could be vigilantes. And then the movie almost becomes like a Boondock Saints type of thing where they start being vigilantes, and there's like another robbery, and they're in the middle of it. But they gradually get up to it. Like, okay, it happened once, then they get in the middle of another robbery, it happens again, and they start going, well, maybe this will work out. Until ultimately his buddy is stupid enough to go into one of these vigilante shindigs, gets himself shot, he dies, and then our lead goes, well, do I turn him? Do I not? He does. Then you get a montage of both of them, almost dressed like the Boondock Saints. You shooting bad guys, then feeding off of them. Now, I kind of felt, wow, okay, there are some hiccups here and there, which I'll get into. There's some issues I have, but this has turned out to be a rather fun movie. Now, the third act, I wasn't big on. There's certain ideas I don't mind, but it felt as if we just want to do stuff different because you don't want to have the stereotypical or subvert expectations or whatever the case may be. And that's all well and good. And I overall still did not mind the film. But I kind of wish they would have gone the more typical route because I think that would have been, for me, personally, an overall more satisfying experience. Like I said, I like the two leads. I like some of the makeup effects. There's a usage of a vibrator I'll get to that's probably one of the most unique uses I've ever seen. So there's definitely some creativity in here. The end of the film definitely creates some intrigue. But on the flip side, it feels like from a completely different movie. But it's kind of an entertaining finale. It's an entertaining end scene, but at the same time, it's like, I'll get to that in a minute. So, not to confuse people. And a lot of the humor did work for me, especially the first half. When they're trying to find homeless people and the lead guy says no, and his friend is trying to buddy up on homeless. Hey, I see your sign. It says work for food. We got some work for you. Well, no, I mean, money would be better. But wait a minute, your sign says work for food. Yeah, I know, but I'd rather have the money. Well, so do you want to work for food or not? Well, I mean, it could, but, just, can you give me just $1 or $2? So the guy will work for food, but he doesn't really want to work for food, so he just something about that made me laugh. Like, he wrote the sign, but he didn't want to do any of it. I'm making it not sound that funny, but just the way it played off did make me laugh. And then they get it so annoyed they leave. Then you go to another guy. Hey, with some work. I don't do that stuff. What? What are you talking about? No, you want to go somewhere? You go to Boys Town or whatever. Okay, I don't want to do that shit. No, no, no. I don't care. Get the hell out of here. Now, there are some hiccups along the way. I mentioned the budget. At times, it does show the budget, how low it is. There's a montage, like I said, of when they're killing the bad guys and they dump them on this bridge. Each time they show the bridge, it's like they try to put in fog or smoke, but it looks really cheap. It looks like CGI fog or smoke or something. Like you could tell they didn't actually shoot on a bridge. There's green screen, whatever the case may be. It just looked very cheap and very fake, very phony. There are times where they give multiple gunshots, but it's done very poorly. Like when the game manager first shoots our lead, you see it shoots once with CGI blood, but then guys like shoots two, three, four, five, six. You don't see any more impact to hit the guy. And there's a bit where our two leads who are revenants, they have a fight and they start shooting at each other, which is an entertaining idea. Like they shoot at each other and they get more pissed off at each other, so they shoot each other more. This scene would have worked a lot funnier if they used practical squibs, where they shot on the arm and shot on the arm, and but a lot of times, at first they'll use CG blood, but at times they just start shooting each other, and you see no impact. So it's almost as if they're shooting and the bullets are just disappearing in the air. Do you see the muzzles are CG? You don't see any impact hitting them. You see like no different shots occurring. You could assume, okay, they're shooting at the same spots, it's the same blood pattern, but the way it makes it look as if they're just shooting blanks at each other after a while. And so that loses a bit of the impact, it loses a bit of what could be funny or intense or whatever feeling you get. Just, oh, it just looks like they're just shooting in the air. So it just didn't really work that way. It didn't really work that satisfying, at least to me. That's just the way I look at it. What was I going to say? Oh, the female characters, they're very, very underdeveloped. There's the girlfriend. She's barely in the film. She's at the beginning crying. And then you see that her and the best friend kiss. And you think it was just a kiss. The next time you see her, she's told that and shown that he may be kind of alive but not. And her dialogue is literally, Why, why are you doing this to me? Why am I doing this to you? What is this bitch on? What drugs is she on? What am I doing to you? What did he do? He died and he came back. And you're going, why are you doing this to me? What drugs is this lady on? What the hell does that mean? What is he doing to you, lady? He didn't stay dead? I'm sorry, I didn't stay dead, lady. Not my fault. And then like the next time you see her, she knows what's going on, that they were being vigilantes, and he's trying to explain himself, and she goes, "You could feed on me. You could feed on me." Now I don't know if it means she wants him to feed a little bit, but it's like, oh, so you don't have to feed on anybody else. I'm like, well, lady, eventually he's going to have to feed on someone else. Were you meaning like to feed a little bit from time to time? I'm guessing that's it, but then he lost control and did too much. But it just seemed like a very weak, lame, lackluster character that is supposed to be important because this is the person that's going to lead to our lead character's decisions later on. But it just, I did not. I thought she was very stupid. She was a very stupid character. She was a very unlikable character, and just said really dumb things. And was barely in the film to make an impact. Same with the Wiccan friend, not friend. She's the friend of the girlfriend, but doesn't like the two guys. And she's at the funeral. She has one scene where she tells the friend, you should cut this guy's head off because she thinks the guy's a vampire. And then the scene when the girlfriend sees a guy, and then at the end, near the third act, I should say, where I've been following you. I recorded all your stuff. And we'll send this to everybody. She gets shot, but she sends the stuff. So now everyone knows what they did. I thought those were two very weak, underdeveloped, uninteresting characters. They were just there to move the plot along, and that's it. So I didn't really give a shit about them. Again, some of the CGI blood hits. Sometimes I didn't shoot them, and you don't really see much of impact. Or they keep shooting, but it's like the bullets just stopped and nothing was happening. And you get to the third act, and I kind of wish they just would have went further with this vigilante. Like, there's zombie vampires, but they're a Boondock Saints vigilante. I wish they went further with that. And then maybe be this point where it seemed like it was going that way. He sees that his friend's going too far. They kill these people that are cops, but you don't know if they were undercover cops or were they dirty cops. I'm guessing undercover cops, but they were there kind of hanging around with the drugs. They're saying, we're gone too far. His buddy goes, no, we haven't gone far enough. There's the person who's their friend but not their friend. The friend shoots her. He's like, this is too far. Now it's going to lead to a one-on-one. Friends turn into foes. Again, the guy then goes, oh, I cheat on your girlfriend. Ha ha. I fucked your girlfriend. Fucked your girlfriend. And they start shooting each other. I like it's going to be like a humorous, comedic, but now it's going to be friend versus friend. No, not really. Instead, they go their separate ways. The friend, the game banner that they killed earlier, even though the Wiccan told the guy you need to cut their heads off, he didn't. Or he forgot. So the game banner's alive, but the fish ate his eyelids, so he looks very... Again, interesting makeup effect. Damn fish eyes. Anyway, because he has no eyelids, you tell he's decomposed heavily. They start cutting that guy into pieces. Our lead character, again, by this point, the girlfriend thing has happened, and it was too late. Finds his friend's severed head. He's still alive. So you sever the head, you're still alive. Because this was done after they've changed. This is where you get the vibrator, where he can't talk because his vocal cords aren't there, so he's got to get a vibrator and put it on. So, kind of like one of those voice boxes, but it's a vibrator and makes the guy talk. I thought that was pretty funny. Again, probably the most unique way of using a vibrator. And pretty much the guy goes, listen, you gotta kill me. I can't go through eternity talking with a fucking dildo on my throat. So ultimately he takes a bulldozer, rolls over the guy's head. Now I'm thinking, okay, now he's going to go after this game banner. He's going to go after this guy and get revenge. This guy did this to my friend. But he doesn't. I don't know why. He wants to end his life. Okay, well, go after the guy who did this to your friend. The character named Joey. Why don't you go after him? Nope. Doesn't do it. Instead, he tried to shoot himself. He tries to hang himself. He tries to throw himself in front of a subway. Then he's still alive, but he's missing an arm. Then he sees someone in the subway. The hunger manifests, feeds on her, runs off. There's a bunch of cops there. The cops are so stupid, they shoot everybody. And you feel like some people are trying to say stop, but they're just shooting everybody. Then he walks, and the cops turn, and they're so stupid they shoot themselves. I'm like, what happened to this movie? This movie just got fucking lazy now? So now it's no more. Now you're not going to go after the guy who killed your friend, which he's still out there. So that means he's feeding, infecting people, and he's going to create a damn army. Because that guy was never caught. That guy was never killed. That means he would have to feed and start, again, infecting people. Still out there. You know that the Wiccan lady has said you need to destroy the head. Because you saw that your buddy had his head and was still alive. So I don't know why you thought shooting yourself and hanging yourself would do any good. Then like these cops, for some reason, being so stupid, all of a sudden they just shoot random innocent people and turn and shoot themselves. I don't know if they got their police badge at the bottom of a damn cereal box, Cracker Jacks, I don't know. Then he's watching the sun rise and he gets caught by people in hazmat suits. Then you have an ending that feels like from a completely different fucking film because this was never, ever, ever thought of, hinted at before. There's a military compound with like 30, 40 containers of other revenants. And they're all being put in these containers and parachuted into Iran. I guess to kill all of Iran. That's what I'm saying. Where did this movie go? It's like it took the third act of a different movie and put it in here. I know people love the ending. Yes, it subverted expectations. It was not what I expected. Because again, it felt like it was a different fucking movie. So, again, the last scene is a funny idea. Like, okay, they don't use this as a weapon to go and technically this guy's going to get revenge. Now, if we're led to believe that they're going to get revenge on the people that turned them in the first place, like the beginning, like to give them purpose. Like those people, when I was overseas, I remember now. I'm going to find those people who turned me. I'm going to take care of business. If that was the case, and I'm not being alone, I'm bringing people with me. And if that was the case, then maybe that ending could work for me. But it just felt out of place. And I'm like, where did this movie come from? So I did like it. Again, there were issues I had with the CG, some of the cheaper green screen. Some of the characters, like the girlfriend and the Wiccan lady, were fairly poor, I thought. I like the dialogue. Sometimes I try to be a bit... I don't know if I go with Tarantino. That'd be... I would go more Boondock Saints, but... I mean, I don't mind Boondock Saints. Some people hate that movie. I don't mind it. I thought the third act kind of... When they stopped being vigilantes and then it went to all this kerfluffle in the third act, it went down a couple points for me. But overall, I would say I still like the film. I don't love the film, but I still like it for what it was. I still think it's worth one shot, at least. If you like zombie, vampire, whatever mix, you like it's a horror comedy, it's worth a shot. But again, I've seen much worse, I've seen much better, but I thought it was okay. I liked it. Liked it okay type of thing. So with that said, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.